Jared Dillian. Own your money, own your life.
I'm Jared Dillian. This is the Jared Dillian Show. And this is a show about money and how to take care of your money. If you want to talk about your money, please give me a call at 844-305-7800. That's 844-305-7800. And you can also go to my website, which is jareddillianmoney.com. And also, you can follow me on Twitter at DailyDirtNap. And I have a love-hate relationship with Twitter. There are times when I would like to take like a month off of Twitter. as well as all social media, by the way. And Facebook, just let me go off on a little bit of a tangent here. Facebook is hell. It is hell. And if you are one of the people who feel you find it necessary to post your garbage political opinions on Facebook all the time, stop. Nobody likes it except for you. Nobody likes it. You're just alienating people, and people think it's stupid. And you know what they do is when you do that, they hit that little arrow, and there's a drop-down box, and it says unfollow. And also, in addition to not posting political garbage opinions, I suggest you don't post like memes and jokes and crap that clogs up people's feed. Don't post any of that stuff either. You know, when Facebook first came out, like I got on it in 2008, and it was great. It was like, you know, people like pictures of them on vacation and pictures of them with their kids and pictures of them with their cats. Like, that's what I want to see. I don't want to see all this other nonsense. So, you know, I mean, you know, the nice thing about Facebook is you can sort of like curate what you see. So if people annoy you, you can just get rid of them. But don't post your political nonsense on Facebook. Anyway, so let's talk about what happens if you've made a huge mistake and you've lived your life in such a way where you didn't save in your 20s, you didn't save in your 30s, you didn't save in your some of your 40s, you're 45 or 50, maybe 50, 49, 50, and you're staring down the barrel, which is I haven't started saving for retirement. Maybe you have some debt. Maybe you've been stupid in the stock market. You've sort of chopped yourself up, and you're like, it's too late. I'm screwed. And you actually are not screwed. You're not. It's actually a fixable problem. If you've gotten to age 45 or 50 and you haven't saved anything, I mean, look, you are going to get Social Security. But everybody knows that if all you have is Social Security, you're going to have a very poor standard of living in retirement. It is going to be very unpleasant. Those stories about people eating dog food, I mean, it's kind of urban legend, but kind of not. Like that, you know, maybe not dog food, but you know, if you don't want to really count on just living on Social Security. So you are not screwed. There is a way out. The only way you are screwed is if you're like retiring now. Too late. I can't help you. If there's any time on the clock at all, even if there's just 5 years left, you can kind of fix this. You know, I know many people, including family members, who have gotten to age 50 and didn't have a dime saved for retirement, and then they have the greatest comeback of all time. You know, one of my family members, she got to age 45 or 50, didn't have anything saved, and she just got religion. She figured it out, and she saved and saved and saved and has a great retirement. Really, really good retirement. I mean, talk about like the biggest comeback of all time. I mean, absolutely fantastic. She's a millionaire. And she didn't start saving until she was like 45. So it can be done. I have another family member who is 49 right now, and he doesn't have anything saved, and he has a lot of debt. And I don't think he's gonna figure it out. I don't really know what's gonna happen there. There's no sign of this person saving for retirement. I just, I don't know. Don't know how that's going to turn out. So you can do it, but there's only one way to do it. There's no shortcuts. There's no ways around it. And the way you do it is austerity. Do you know what the word austerity means? You might have heard of the word austerity back in 2012 during the European financial crisis. If you remember when Greece sort of went bankrupt. And Greece, if you recall, is part of the European Monetary Union. Greece has the euro as a currency. And basically, the rest of Europe didn't really want to bail out Greece because it would set a bad precedent. So what Europe decided, mostly by Germany, it was basically Germany's call, is that Greece would have to undergo austerity. And they would have to shrink their budget and spend less and earn their way out of the problem. And Greece had a severe depression for a number of years. They had a very severe depression. The economy contracted significantly, but there's a happy ending. Greece, did the austerity, and they're growing again. Austerity is a word that is defined as conditions characterized by severity, sternness, or asceticism. And by the way, asceticism is one of my favorite words because I like to say I am living like an ascetic. Although I'm actually not living like an ascetic. I'm living kind of like the opposite. But if you want to retire, if you're age 45 or 50 and you want to retire comfortably, you're going to have to live like an ascetic for a little while and by choice. Or else you will be in your 80s living like an ascetic, not by choice. That is the problem. So, people, look, I am a psychopath. I am like one of the very few people who I got out of college at age 22, and the first thing that went through my head was I need to save for retirement. What 22-year-old does that? Very unusual. I don't know any 22-year-olds that think that way, but that was the way that I thought. And back then it was mid to late 90s, and I was doing a lot of research on the stock market and mutual funds and stuff like that. I got Money Magazine. Money Magazine is like is like mutual fund porn. It's a very interesting magazine. And the funny thing is that I was getting this in like 97. And so they would have these lists of mutual funds. And back then, it was the beginning of like the .com stuff. So all the mutual funds that were doing the best, they called them science and technology funds, which is kind of, it's kind of funny because they don't call it science and technology funds anymore. They call it technology funds. They kind of got rid of the science part. But those funds were up like, 30% a year. And my intuition at the time was to do the opposite and buy these value funds that were down. And that actually paid off, because as you know, the dot-com bubble just, blew to smithereens. And, the value funds did pretty well. And so, my contrarian instincts paid off. But I was reading Money Magazine in my early 20s. So I am like a complete psychopath. When we get back, we're going to talk about what some of this austerity looks like. You can call the show to talk about retirement at 844-305-7800. That's 844-305-7800. I'm Jared Dillian. This is The Jared Dillian Show.
Jared Dillian. Own your money. Own your life.
Hi, this is Jared Dillian. Catch the Jared Dillian Show from 6 to 8 Eastern only on the Smart Talk Radio Network.